Hey, what's good, you guys? Peek out here in Singapore. It's been a slow morning. I was hoping that I would get a lot more done, but not so much. But I've been scrolling through and I've been reading and I've been listening and I've been working on my website again, trying to get this blog archive page set up properly. But um, it just kind of hit me. It's almost like, yeah, I know what I'm going to talk about today. Um, and it's funny because there have been moments in this past year where I slowed down a lot with Instagram. I used to be real conscientious. I used to be really dedicated and I used to post once a day without fail every day, right? And that's why I have so much content on my Instagram page. But lately it's been like, I've kind of lost myself. I lost my step a little bit. It's almost like, as an athlete, if you have an injury, suddenly, you don't do the same things you used to do. Maybe you're a little bit ginger on one side of your body because that's where the injury is, and you kind of compensate for it somewhere else. Now, I have picked back up on the podcast. The podcast is daily, no problem. You know, no excuses. It's been daily. I started a couple of Facebook pages. I've been trying to, as in groups, and I've been trying to be consistent there. And it's hard. I don't have a rhythm yet, and I'm still working on that. And just monkey wrenches in the works as far as scheduling is concerned. I worked most of the first quarter on my schedule, got that down pat. By the time my birthday rolled around in March, I was killing it. I was really working on some big changes in my business. And then April came, we were ready for business mastery. A lot went on with that. May, June, July, I was working with August very closely within her Fix My Business group. And in June, my mom came and things changed again. So it's constantly changing. And as much as I like to say that I'm okay with change, I can go with it, it does throw a monkey wrench in for me. So it takes a little bit for me to get to the point and figure out how I'm going to get everything done in the day. And lately, it's been a lot about, the different little things that I do during the day. So, like meetings that I'm going off to see people, or going off to do library readings at the school, to volunteer at the school a little bit more so I can be a little bit more visible. So, when I do ask to volunteer or to teach a class there, then they already know who I am. They already have like an idea of what I do, right? And then in between that, I've had this meal prep thing. So meal prep generally takes the whole day. Once I'm done with meal prep, I don't want to sit behind a computer. I just want to veg out. And as much as I know that every minute counts, I just need to unwind. I need to like put things away and forget about what it is that I'm doing, like business wise, right? But that isn't to say that I'm not always pushing towards my goals. Even watching TV helps me. I get to analyze characters. I get to look at, the dynamics between two characters, the evolution of a character. How do they learn? What are they learning? How do they relate to the people within the storyline or whatever? So, with that regard, it kind of hit me today. I I'm in like excess. I'm in overflow. And maybe that's why I'm having such trouble, putting the content onto paper, because it's coming at me from all directions all the time. Conversations that I have with friends, classmates. I have a reunion coming up, so we've been talking in the group for that. Just talking. I'm not going to be able to go, but just catching up, seeing what everyone's doing and stuff like that. Meeting with people, photo shoot yesterday, meal prep guy today, watching, okay, social media is my news feed basically. I don't watch the news, but I figure out what's going on based on what everyone's posting about social media, what's going on with that. I saw an awesome clapback from Trevor Noah about the shootings and how some guy decided to go off on a tangent about, how people like more than being informed, like the shock of something. And that's what they go off and start tweeting about. And yeah, okay, that's the current trend at the moment. But what he was trying to get at, the meaning that he was trying to get at, he kind of got lost in translation because people took it to mean something else and they went off on a tangent again. So Trevor Noah was like, yeah, people talk about all these things that, people are dying every day, not just from shootings, but other things as well. But the point is, once that happens, people are like, oh my God, people are dying. We need to fix this. What can we do to ensure there's more security, ensure that there's more not loopholes, more hoops to jump through to get to where you want to be. So the fact that people are noticing all these things and talking about it, great. But my topic falls into all those things. Yes, they tell you to niche down, to reduce the size of your content so you can really get a specific target audience. But let's be honest here. Emotions run rampant all over the world with everybody. And yeah, There's nothing you can't talk about that has to do with emotions. Just today, I was thinking about, you know what? I haven't been on live on Facebook in a while, as in like on my personal page. And while I'm winding down the 28-day challenge, which has definitely dragged on for 2 months now. While I'm winding down on that, I need to come up with new content. And that was what I was thinking about. There's no end to the amount of content that I can get my hands on right now. Just scrolling through and engaging on Instagram, I see lots and lots of comments and posts about a great variety of things. And guess what? Every last one of them has an emotion attached to it. Every last one of them is bait for me to just jump on and start talking about stuff. So while I was worried about what it is that I was going to teach, how am I going to do this? What is the format? How, oh my God, what do I say? I have no excuse. There is no shortage of content for me because everything is emotionally charged. We don't post until we feel something about something. Let's think about that for a second. People post in their stories, right? They post other people's stuff. They get excited. They want to promote their own business. Yeah, that's all an emotion behind that. And then the way you post it, that tells me something else about your emotion and your insecurities. What did you post? Did you post all of it or just one aspect of it? Did you go at it from an angle because it's the easiest one for you? All of that. All of it. And lately I've been obsessed with Mastin Kipp, and I'm trying to learn from him as much as I can as well. And you know what? There isn't a single person out there that doesn't have some kind of drama, some kind of trauma, some kind of pain, some kind of unresolved something that they're dealing with on a daily basis just in the subconscious because they don't want to talk about it. And then today, ooh, Gary V dropped us. He has like this messenger community that's going on, right? So he dropped a quick couple of slides, like cartoon panels basically, about insecurities. And honestly, insecurities are loudest when they're inside your head, contained within your head. Once you say them out loud, they kind of lose that buzz effect. They lose that, oh my God, that luminous, ominous feeling. Once you tell people and suddenly other people are like, oh my God, I felt that way. Oh shit, okay, it's not just me. All right, it's not that big a deal then. So what did you do to get over it? And then we can start talking about solutions. My insecurity was whether I would be taken seriously or not. My insecurity was whether you would think that I had what it takes to really teach people. I know I have what it takes to teach people. But then when you ask new people, hey, do you want to come learn with me? It's kind of daunting. It's kind of scary. Guess what? Everybody and their mother has done this at some point. Let's think about tutors, shall we? Kids that are in secondary school that are tutoring for extra cash, tutoring to, help younger children, whatever. It's usually extra cash is the first draw, right? You want extra cash. But how do you get great clients? You got to start with one person somewhere, and then you got to hope that word of mouth helps. And then if it works, great. If it doesn't, if you already have a built-in network, like maybe you have a big family, right? So then everybody in your family comes to you for Tamil tuition. Maybe that's what your thing is. You teach Tamil to young kids. But maybe at some point you've taught all the little kids in your family and you need more kids. You have more time, or the kids, they no longer need you. They've kind of phased out of your system. Awesome, right? That's really good. That means that you are a testament to Tamil tuition everywhere. That means you're doing what you need to be doing as well as you possibly do it, and it works. So the kids no longer need your help. They've gone on to the next stage. But that means for every one you lose, you need a new one, right? Every one you lose, you need a new one. And so that also means that you need to go get new clients. It's the same thing with any business. At some point, you're going to lose clients. At some point, you're going to need to replace them. But what does that mean? You got to face your insecurities. You got to go out there and say, hey, I am a Tamil tutor. That's not all that I am, but this is something that I do. I would love to help you. Are you interested? Sometimes you got to put your stuff out there on Gumtree. You got to put it out there on Carousel. I have been stalling on putting honey butter on Carousel. I can make honey butter all day, every day if I really needed to. It's really easy and I love it. And it's such a great condiment that you can put it on pretty much anything. See, I'm talking about honey butter. My stomach is grumbling. I need to go eat. But the point is, there is no shortage of content. I can tell a lot by the way you say things, what you're saying. And yeah, sometimes I miss the point. Maybe I have something in my head already before I come see your post, and so I answer with that preconceived notion in my head. But the point is, I can get content from anywhere. I can teach using anything. And all the things that were stopping me before was, oh my gosh, if I go out there on my personal page and people get offended by what I'm saying, what does that mean? That I'm wrong? No. It means I touched a nerve. And it took me a while to actually understand that, but now that I got it, it's now my job to make sure I keep that in front of me as I plod along. Yeah, I use the word plod because it's not easy. I get stuck a lot, so I plod. I trudge, but I do it intentionally. I do it on purpose because I love what I do. I love all of what I do. I really do. But you know what? I can't do all of it from behind a computer. I got to get out in front of people. I got to go talk to people. I got to make presentations of what I do and how I do it. I got to make courses and decide pricing for the courses and how to market all these courses to these people. I have work to do. And it's not easy work. I'm not always in the mood to do it. I've talked to you guys about Lucifer. I've talked to you guys about Once Upon a Time. Right now, oh my God, jackpot. I'm watching the originals. And Niklaus? Total head case. But he does have a good heart. He just lets his emotions run away with him. And I've been really thinking about how I could teach this, how I could let people walk through Netflix, or how I could use Netflix in my business. Yeah, I said it. Why reinvent the wheel? I don't need to create content. It's already there. So why not talk about ABC's productions and CW's productions and Suits and White Collar and Bones? All of these things, all these great, great content. People put in the work. And it's just laying there for me to be like, yo, you remember that scene from this movie? Well, what could he have done differently? What would have happened if he knew about himself? What would have happened if he loved himself so much that he could draw boundaries without any problems? That's a whole different kind of witchcraft, right? I like what I do. No, I love what I do. I get excited talking about this stuff. It's hard talking to a camera by myself with no feedback, but I'll do it. I've done it before. I'm doing it right now. Lucky right now I don't have to look at my face when I do it, and I don't have to see who's jumping on live as I do it, but I do it all day long. And I rather enjoy it. It's been a lot of fun. So now that I've said this out loud, right, I need to make sure that I use it all day, every day. And I need to make sure that I archive a lot of things so I can come back to it because I only post once a day. And maybe I'll get to a point where I can post more than once a day, but it's because my captions have changed. Have you noticed? I used to just post other people's quotes and then put a picture to it, and it worked. Now I'm actually writing from my own experience, and I'm trying really hard to make sure you understand that I understand what you're going through. I'm trying really hard to connect with everything that I do, not just, interviews that I do, not just with conversations I have on the back end, but really connect with everything that I'm doing. So you know who I am, what I'm about. And then I got to go write it out, obviously, to put it on websites and such. But yeah, I love what I do. This has been the most exciting experience of my life. 506 episodes today, and I'm here talking about content. And yeah, the titles change, the content usually about the same. There's usually a recap of some sort, and then I tell you, where I'm going and what I'm doing and what lesson I learned. And sometimes I double up. Sometimes I'm able to double up and do a couple of podcast episodes in a day. And sometimes I don't. But because I do this live, I can't record and keep an archive and then set it to drop every day. This is fresh off my brain. Fresh. It's live, y'all. I do it live on purpose. This is the magic of live. It occurred to me, I'm in the zone, I want to share it with you while I'm enthusiastic about it because enthusiasm catches fire. And if I'm hype about something, I'm upset about something, yeah, it's going to bring all the other people that are upset about it to me. I have two modes, that soft, quiet storm voice and this happy animated voice. And then sometimes, when I'm not really feeling it, but I know I need to get in and put in the work, it's that humdrum drone that I got going on sometimes. Drawl. The drawl. See, I can't even speak. I love what I do. I'm excited now that I've realized it kind of clicked on in my brain. Hey, light bulb. What else can I do with this life? What else can I do with this? If this is my special skill, how do I put it into words? How do I teach from it? And just now I had another light bulb. So I will table that for another time. But in the meantime, I need to write this down before I forget it. So y'all, don't sleep on me. Keep up, keep doing what you do, take pride in your work, and find what you love to do and how you love to do it best. There's so much magic in that. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.